Welcome back. Welcome back. You are still tuned in to Funtastic Fridays, and we're here with you every single Friday from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. All right, so from you hear that sound, you know it is time for Talk the Ting with Kim. And our topic for today is the importance of date nights in a relationship. All right, but before we get into that, Mr. Fresh Concept.
Yes.
Do you believe that date nights are important in a relationship?
Of course. I mean, like when you can't just sit down in the house and just not do nothing, so just not, date night is it's not necessarily going out, but it's kind of bonding and fun stuff. Like, how could you not want that in your relationship?
Yeah, but bear in mind now, in this day and age when everything expensive, most people will say, boy, you can't afford to do them something there. What do you think about that?
No, sir. Dating, all right, really and truly, dating can be pricey.
Yeah.
If you're, really to keep a check of things. But it doesn't have to be.
All right, I agree with that. I was just checking out the feedback. All right, so guys, let's get into it. The importance of date nights in a relationship. So when it comes to maintaining a healthy and lasting relationship, date night is indeed essential. A date night is when a couple plans to spend time together. Yes, I had to give y'all a definition. I know y'all know what date night is, but, make sure you get a proper presentation. So, as I said, a date night is when a couple plans to spend time together. They do things that help them connect, talk, and be close. It's an opportunity for couples to break away from their daily routines and responsibilities and focus on nurturing their relationship. These shared experiences can help bring back the romance and passion in a relationship. Date night is not only a way to spend quality time with your partner, but also an opportunity to strengthen the bond between the two of you.
Yeah.
By setting aside time to reconnect with your significant other, you can ensure that your relationship remains strong and healthy for years to come. So, with that said, the question I asked earlier, do you guys think date nights are important? I think it is.
Definitely.
Right? I think most people put the effort in whenever we are courting somebody.
Yeah.
So you just meet them and you're like, okay, I want to make as much opportunities for us to meet up and hang out because there could be something here. But then most of us, as I said, we get complacent or we get comfortable. And then I think in those long-term relationships, if you really check with them, lots of people not really dating as often,
All right,
especially after kids and so in the picture, because it then becomes more difficult.
Yeah, but I think what persons kind of put the whole emphasis on dating, I think most of the general public, they said dating is the whole looking smarty.
Yeah.
So because you get smarty, about a look.
Yeah, exactly.
You get me? So that's what kind of sets back the dating thing to say, all right, we're together now, so,
Yeah, I'm not for work as hard now because,
But they forget that it's actually bonding with the person, creating a bond, getting to know the person, spending time with the person. So
and if you're looking for something long term, you have to create those bonds. That's the
need
only
those
thing that's going to
moments.
keep the relationship going, all right? So I actually went and found some statistics to support that date nights are important, right? So according to a 2017 survey by the National Marriage Project, couples that had a weekly date night were 3.5 times more likely to report being happy in their relationship than those who had designated no time for themselves.
Yeah.
I would say themselves, I mean like them together as a couple, right? Another study by the University of Virginia found that couples who engage in meaningful conversations during date night are more likely to have a stronger and more satisfying relationship.
Yeah.
Right? And the final, because there is a lot, but I just decided to narrow it down to 3. A Red Book survey of readers found that 45% of couples rarely have consistent date nights, and only 18% said they have a date at least once a month. That's some sad statistics.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
rough.
I realized that when people settle down, as you said, most people, they feel like, okay, I've achieved what I wanted. I wanted this girl or I wanted this guy. We're now together. That is it. We finish. We have the trophy now. We just exist. No, that's not it. As we've highlighted in various conversations before, relationships take work. And a part of it is date nights, all right? So date night is an essential factor to consider when maintaining a healthy and lasting relationship. As stated earlier, you can strengthen your bond, increase intimacy, and improve your communication skills by taking the time to go on dates. Date night is also a great way to have fun and enjoy each other's company, which is essential for keeping your relationship strong and healthy. So, make sure that you set aside time to go on date nights with your partner, and you'll be sure to reap the benefits of a solid and lasting relationship. And it's important to point out, as much as I said date nights, it's essentially date, because dates don't only happen in the nights.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, dates, yeah.
Dates overall, because it can be something that you guys plan to go get breakfast together.
Yeah,
you guys can plan
brunch at
something
the
one
picnic in the
afternoon.
gardens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, we'll feel like we want
Early
to go on
morning
park
swim together.
or we want to
you
go
know?
beach in the middle of the afternoon.
Church. You have church dates.
Have
too.
church dates. So
Yeah.
it's not, even though we said date nights, it's dating overall, because I think most people feel like date nights are dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
Like nothing else outside of that.
You have to go out and have to sit on a table around.
I will have to dress
and
fancy.
dinner.
I will have to dress up. I will not dress up on a date. That's just like a hangout. No, that's not true. Right? So we need to change as well our concept or whatever we think, perception of date nights. It doesn't have to be in the night.
Right.
Right? So let's take a closer look at why date night is so important for your relationship and some of its benefits.
Yeah.
So as I said earlier, quality time.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons why date night is so crucial to your relationship is that it allows you and your partner to spend quality time together.
Yeah, man.
In today's fast-paced world, finding the time to connect with your partner and spend meaningful moments together can be difficult. Yeah, man, because with a life here,
Yeah,
it's like
man.
you barely have time for yourself, much as for a partner. And you already have all these due dates. You have work due dates. You have family engagements. You have responsibilities. If you have kids, kids are 24/7, you
Yeah.
know? So in the midst of that, really, how you find time, you know? So you actually have to be very intentional on creating that quality time, because I feel like that's why a lot of relationships fail, you know?
Yeah.
Most people tend to say, oh, you're not the same person I met. And that's because we're not doing the things we were doing when we
not
met.
keeping it together.
We're not
keeping it
dating.
consistent.
We're not still getting to know each other. You may feel like, okay, because we're together now, I know you. Nope, we change almost daily. The person I was last week and the person I am today is two different persons. I promise you, I've learned stuff between last Friday and now, and it has changed my perception of certain things. And it, you know, we grow. We literally grow. So I think that I've said this, I believe, in another conversation, that if the person you met is exactly the same the person you're with, if they're the exact same person now as when you met them, you have a problem.
Well, people should gradually change.
You should change, whether it's for good for the bad or either good or bad, right? There should be some change, right? And there should be some growth. And if that's not happening, either the person isn't being genuine with you, or, as I said, when you genuinely have a problem, because I cannot be the same person that you met, right? And I don't mean like I'm going to go be a drastic difference to who you knew, but chances are, as most people tell you, when they get older, certain things start matter less. And certain things you just don't even have the time for, because you start realize it's not that important, you know?
Yeah.
So we change as the days go by. So you have to adjust with each other. And as I said, you have to be intentional about the quality time. So that's why setting aside a specific period of time to spend with your significant other is so important. This is an opportunity to talk and get to know each other more deeply. So as I say, it's not like, okay, we're together now, so I know everything about you. No, there's always something to learn.
Yeah.
Especially with the new changes that probably is happening in my life. There's always something new to learn. Right? You can talk about your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, because those can change as well. Maybe when you met me, I told you that, you know, I've always wanted to be a flight attendant. And then 2 years down the line, I realized I like bank work.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, boy, babe, I feel more work in one bank. You know, so we change along the way. So that's actually the perfect time to have these discussions.
Yeah.
You know, one time I thought I wanted 7 kids. All right, I don't really want 7 no more. And you have those conversations during date nights.
And then also you can actually bounce ideas, because sometimes you're not really sure. Like you might, you know, let's say one feel hasn't been going on so well with you.
Yeah.
You talk to your partner, you say, oh, hey, boy, what you think about this? What you think about me changing, careers? Yeah, you have somebody there to, bounce your ideas.
Or even completely quit.
Yeah.
Because some people do that, One partner decides to listen. I want to go to my business venture. Do you think that this can work for us? And you have that conversation.
Yeah, and that way you build things together. Not, hey, some partners they just come tell you wait done.
Exactly, yo. I did this yesterday and that's
sometimes
the problem.
Even though it might not seem like a problem, then sometimes these things do have a hold on the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. You got to do things without me. So, you got to do things without you.
The lack of communication. And that is where the problem is. And I know most people like to think that we do talk while we, in everyday life. But to be honest, I feel like sometimes those everyday life conversations aren't as deep. They don't go as deep. They're very surface level because that's what you have the time for.
What you doing?
How was it day? Did you eat this morning? That serious.
Yeah, you don't really get that connection the deeper.
Yes,
yeah.
But when you take time now for a date, that's when the conversation come in. Probably I realize saying compliment your partner all along. You're so busy.
I realize you've been, you're not doing this way you used to do.
Or you're not as happy.
Yeah, what's going on? You get to go deeper into whatever it is.
Because the everyday generic conversations, they're important. We're not saying stop them. But we're saying you also need to set time for the important conversations. I remember this popular couple on social media, celebrity couple, but she says she have this thing called check-in Tuesdays. And every Tuesday, they sit down. They block out a certain time. It's like an appointment with each other. And they sit down and have a conversation to ensure that they're on the same page and that we're checking, like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Like, really, whether something seem awry or out of the miss, or some people don't show it, you genuinely have to ask them.
Yeah.
So I like that check-in Tuesdays idea. Some people might think, oh, we shouldn't have to set an appointment for that. But guess what? Life happens. And sometimes you really don't get to make the time. So you have to be intentional. So if it means you have to plan one time a week where I can have that conversation here, then I believe it is important, right?
All right.
So when you have quality time together, you can focus on each other and really connect. Now, another benefit from date nights is intimacy.
Ooh la la.
Right.
I mean, that's what everybody planned for afterwards, That's all they want to know.
No, but you see though,
it don't have to be right according to it's intimacy. Oh, you gotta tell them.
I was gonna say this. I love how you're going to it because most people when they hear that, they think, ooh, giggity, But no, intimacy is more than that. It's not about the physical connection. It's not about sex. It's not about any of that. Intimacy goes actually way deeper than that. So most people don't go on date night because they want a certain ending. So they're like, you know what? I'm going to take her out this evening and make sure dress up and feel nice and then the night will go good. But that's one side of intimacy and probably the smaller percentage of intimacy. Intimacy is those daily conversations. Do I feel open and safe to talk to you about certain things? If me not feel that openness, God no, me not talk to you about certain things. Right? And that's intimacy. It may not be, I think, somehow movies and the world have allowed us to think intimacy is just sex. Intimacy equals sex. When you say it, people just think that first. That was the first thought first, right? And I'm sure for the listeners, most of you guys thought that first, but it really isn't, right? So it's an opportunity to strengthen the intimacy between you and your partner. It's an integral part of any relationship. Intimacy is an integral part of any relationship, and it's often neglected when couples become too busy with work, family, and other responsibilities. So even the sexual part of things, this take a big hit when it comes to life sometimes. Sometimes you're so busy. That's why I always hear women are always moody. I don't feel like it, or my head hurting me, or the kids are just tired. I just don't deal with the kids. Because everyday life affects it. Yeah. So it's not gonna be like when you just met and everybody excited and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe, this person, I have this level of access to this person. No, life happens. Some days make me miserable. Some day work stress me out. And when I reach home, I don't really want to talk. Those things come into play, and most people don't factor that in when it comes to their relationships. So when you take the time to go on date nights, you can focus on each other and work on increasing the level of intimacy in your relationship. This could be as simple as as taking a walk together and holding hands, something like that.
Yeah.
And the things are picnic thing that. No fun adults.
No, sir.
Not picnic. No,
Right
you
now,
have
as a
some
big
people feel
adult,
like that below them.
Because probably them not grow up yet and everybody mature, you know. But no, man, really and truly, as Kim said in previous episodes, we've talked about different love languages. Some people like that whole hand business.
Exactly.
You know, might not be for you and your partner, but there are other people that like that, just that connection. You know, you don't have to say nothing, you know.
You just hold my hand and I just feel like, okay, you're there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it can be as simple as walking together and holding hands. I remember somebody said to me, that when they go around, especially like, let's say they're in a restaurant or an environment where a lot of people are on dates, they don't really see anybody holding hands anymore.
No,
and he was
sir.
like, what is happening? Why are brothers and sisters walking? That's what he said. Brothers and sisters walking together out here. Like nobody's somehow intimately nudging somebody or lean, but everybody just.
Yeah, I mean things shift a little over generations. I mean, even just our general day-to-day activity. Usually, back in the day, everybody have to say hi, good morning, all them stuff.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody walk past everybody.
Yeah,
you know, so the connection isn't as deep as it was before. People just basically have adjusted.
Yeah,
and I mean, relationship has taken a little step back.
It has morphed
when it comes to how people express their togetherness or express their love and all of that stuff.
And then most people are afraid to do it because I'm saying nobody not tell me no idiot.
Look like idiot.
And I look like no clown. So I'm not tell nobody. I'm know nobody know.
You know what you like, so don't, you know, don't try and set back yourself.
Exactly, and sometimes that's what we do when we have more relationships.
Yeah, and then we're not happy. Well, I know hold the person hand, right? And then the whole day you're miserable because you not get the hand holding, but then you not do it because why? You know, I look like a fool I walk down the road. And you just put yourself in a
making yourself
talk
miserable.
to your partner and try to do things that make each other happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's gonna be where you guys get the best out of your relationship.
Exactly. So it's very simple, as we say, you can walk together, hold hands, or it could involve more physical forms, as we tend to think, like cuddling, kissing, and more.
Yeah.
No matter how you choose to spend your date night, it's an opportunity to reconnect and remind your partner how much they mean to you.
Yeah.
Another benefit is communication. This is a word. Exactly. This is a word that comes up so often.
Every day, every
almost
morning.
every scenario.
It's how you send information from one person to the other.
Yeah.
So unless they are two different planets, even then, we still have to try to find some way to communicate.
So date night is also a great opportunity to strengthen your communication skills. Communication is a crucial part of any relationship, and it's essential to ensure that you and your partner are on the same page. When you spend time together on date nights, you can talk about things that may be bothering you and discuss any issues you have. It's also an excellent opportunity to talk and share your thoughts and feelings with each other in a comfortable and relaxed environment. So, you know, sometimes in everyday life, we get so caught up with everything, or especially if there's problems or arguments.
Yeah.
I feel like a date night is a better space to have that conversation.
Yeah,
but you don't have the stresses of every, especially if you're at home.
Yeah.
It's like at home, all the responsibilities are there. If you go out on a date, you sort of leave those responsibilities at home, and you really get to just focus on each other for a second, and then probably those points that you've been trying to get through with arguments can actually be properly discussed. Like, boy, you know, I don't really appreciate when you do this, and all I was trying to get across to you is that I didn't like that. Or I feel like those conversations, it fares out better in a date night setting compared to at home.
Yeah, and remember, people, when we say date night, it don't have to be the place where you have 50 people sit down beside you, like the restaurant. Come on, set up a little picnic.
Go sit down at waterfront.
Yeah, drop a little towel on the beach
I've literally done that one Sunday evening.
And talk. Yeah.
I did that one Sunday evening, and it wasn't when they were planning nothing. So just say, yo, we'll go to the house.
Yeah.
Where we going? I go oceanfront, go sit down. I will literally just go down there, find a bench, and you'd be surprised how much people are out there doing the same thing.
Yeah, a couple of people that do that. I mean, I've passed by that side already. And people, and it's not crowded either.
It's
so you
not
find your
crowded.
spot, you hold your thing, you do your thing, and you hold the reason.
And it was just a whole conversation.
Yeah, and you just talk and think about life and get to know each other more.
So I feel like date nights will allow you to be a bit more open to communication.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get caught up in all the arguments that happen at home. It's easy to have the kids there and you're just so focused on the kids, 24/7. Most time when I call my friends with kids, almost every part of the conversation is about the kids,
Yeah.
you know. But you have to find some way to reconnect and find a balance, because I find a lot of men especially complaining that is like when kids come in the picture, it's almost a different woman. Not that she don't love him, but it's like she's so consumed with the kids that most time the husband or the boyfriend or whoever gets forgotten. You know, you're second, you're not as important right now, and that's sad.
And then people, really, if you realize that, I just a little, you know, tip that I have coined up. Probably learned it from something else or somewhere else or somebody else said something. But if you notice that somebody, especially your partner, for example, is, you know, caught up doing something and it's taking away your time from them, you know, try and find a way to help out in what they do.
True.
So therefore, one, you're doing something together. Two, they might have assistance in that area, so they're able to finish it much faster and get some free time for you. And then three, you're supporting them, so they like that. I think so.
I think so. But at the same time, I feel like both ends of it need to be adjusted. So yes, be more involved with what's happening. So if you feel like, oh, here I'm back burner, get more involved. But at the same time, the opposite partner needs to understand that you need to set a balance as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because sometimes I don't want to always be involved in everything. Sometimes I want to have me and you time.
Yeah, but once they see that you're getting involved in,
they'll probably be a bit more motivated.
You know, you're there so with me.
Yeah.
Make us spend, you know? So it kind of give you like a refresher when you put yourself in their eyes. So yeah, I think so. That helps people.
Yeah,
and
I think what it brought to my attention as well, because I've heard several men say this. I don't know if you are of the same belief or what's your opinion on it, but a lot of men tend to say that's why I don't date single mothers, because it's that you'll never be important enough.
All right.
How you feel about that?
When it comes to the single mother discussion there, as usual, there's no one line that covers the board for everybody, right? But there has been, it's like I would call that a defensive mechanism for some mothers. I mean, they've been in situations where persons have been in and out of their lives. So they definitely have to put their kids first no matter what.
Yes.
Right? So you coming in there probably going to be a good guy or a good person to her. She has to lay down the law to say, listen, me, if there's a decision to make, you know, I'm going to pick the child over you. You know, but it's not necessarily, it's basically if you're going into a relationship and say, boy, this has a chance of we're breaking up, so I'm not going to put my all in it, then you'll never be in a relationship, because all relationship has that risk at hand. So if you truly love the person and they truly love you, you guys will figure it out.
It's just something that came to my mind, because I remember seeing a lot of it on social media, in the comments. Men are like, yeah, that's why I don't date single moms anymore, because it's like they want, I think we had that conversation that they want the support and they want you to help financially and all of that, but then when it comes to certain things off limits. You can't talk to my child, you can't do this, you're not, you know, they're always priority. So it's like for some men, they feel either used, because they're like, okay, when even though it's not my kid, I'm willing to step in and you tell me, all these things needed, and I do that, but then there's some certain boundaries. I don't know, I think it's a very...
Well, I mean, it's an added complication. No relationship is just simply, right? But you know that there are relationship when there are certain situation, it's gonna be just a little bit more hectic than the norm. For example, if you're dating somebody who doesn't have a job, it's gonna be a bit hectic than the norm. If you're gonna be dating somebody that's a single parent, a little bit more hectic than the norm. And that's not to say that other relationships are not hectic, you know, but it's just that this kind of have an additional factor to consider. But trust me, at the end of the day, at some point you probably would like to start a family. Yeah. So you're going to get to that point somewhere down the line. So as I say, it's basically, are you willing to put in that little extra work? Because you're going to get that extra person in the relationship already, you know. And I know not for those persons who have joined with a single parent, them happy to have the child, and you know, some have bad experiences, we know that, but those who it actually work out with, come on,
I've
them
seen
say,
it work with
I treat a child like my own, you know. So
that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot to celebrate as well.
That's true. All right, so guys, we are going to go to the break. When we get back, we will continue the conversation about the importance of date night to relationships.